Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 15 Good Minutes. Freddie, how you doing, man?
Doing well with you.
I'm doing good. LB, what's up, my brother?
But since Charles is not here, I'm going to be wonderfully excellent.
He would really like that. With his sense of imagination. That's all, right? I mean, hey, you get what you get with him. Charles is still on travel. I was with him most of the week, but he's not coming back till tomorrow. So we can crush it without him. He did give me a little input based on today's topic. And what I want to do is kind of, get you guys' opinion on the NBA All-Star game is this weekend. I'm trying, to be objective. I used to really like it. They scored a gazillion points last year and nobody seemed to care. A lot of the people that you want to see in it now all of a sudden are nursing a particular injury, so they end up opting out. There's some kind of new team format that I'm hoping one of you fine gentlemen can help me understand between Team Kenny, Chuck, Shaq, Candace. 4 teams play each other. Somebody does something else. So I'm just going to open it up. First and foremost, help me and the viewers understand what is the 2025 NBA All-Star Game, in terms of format, what can we expect and things like that?
So, yeah, there's 4 teams that's going to play on Sunday.
Okay.
So you have so it's 4 teams. You got Shaq OG's, I'm sorry, Kenny's Young Stars. You got Chuck's Global Stars, and they're going to play. And then also the last one is Candace's Rising Stars. So
so Candace got the young kid.
Right. So on the All-Star game on Sunday, all those games are the first team to 40 wins.
Full court though?
Yeah, full court. But yeah, first team to 40 wins. Personally, I think it's gonna be trash. That's just my opinion. Hopefully, for the NBA's sake, I hope I'm wrong. Chances are pretty good I'm not even gonna watch it. Because, and this goes to a bigger problem I think the NBA has, where they run down, if they don't have a dunk, somebody's shooting a 3. Or they'll pass up a layup to run back and shoot a 3. And I understand analytics and all that stuff. A 3-point obviously is worth more than 2. But if I can make a layup, the chances of me making, the percentages are higher if I'm closer to the basket. That's analytics as well. So the fact that nobody wants to play I won't say nobody. The majority of the players don't want to play defense. And the fact that I think that a lot of these guys, and I don't know how a lot of people want to blame AAU and all these other tournaments and things, but most of these guys are friends now. There doesn't seem to be any real rivalries anymore between like we used to have between Chicago and everybody, and LA and Boston and all those things. Those kind of rivalries to me at least they don't hold the weight that they used to. So when the All-Star game in its past life, like last year and previous, nobody played defense. It was, like you say, 180 to whatever. I mean, they just stand around and throw alley-oops to each other, and while the other team watches them do it and don't even try and stop them. So, I mean, I like NBA basketball. I like NBA basketball. I like watching it. But it's gotten to a point now where I don't even watch. It has to be something compelling for me to turn it on now. It has to be a certain player I want to see perform, because I'm not watching Chicago and Detroit play like I think last night. I'm not watching that. I'm not even going to turn it on. I haven't seen the Wizards play not one game this season because they're the Wizards. You know what I mean? So this whole, I don't know how they fix it. I really don't, because you can't make, the players have to want to win, have to want to compete against each other, have to want to play defense. There's nothing I don't think they can do, incentive wise to make them more competitive.
I think you are representative of what I've been reading about the first half of the year. And in the general consensus is they're losing viewership at an alarming rate. People who were fans aren't fans anymore. I almost watch paint dry before I watch any of them teams right now. To your point
Mhm.
about being compelling, when we get to maybe the semis of the playoffs, and let's be frank, the playoffs are 2.5 months long too. Maybe then you get something, but and I also think that this 4 game format that you just mentioned is a knee jerk reaction because they never got as many complaints as they did last year. Globally, people's like, okay, what the hell? And so now this thing, maybe thinking that if we can only score to get to 40, it keeps you out in your mindset. You're saying, well, I don't have to worry about 180, which is true. But if I'm not D'ing you up in a game to that, why am I going to D you up in a
Right.
game going to 40? I don't understand that. And to me, you have to help me out, Freddie. Like last year, it was not the 4 team thing, but it was LeBron picked somebody, then KD picked somebody, and what happened to the
The
old East
East
versus
was
West?
right.
What where did we go wrong, Freddie? Where did we make the turn, man?
I think the turn was made probably in 2000. You're ushering in a new way of doing everything, right? You got to think about it. In the 90s and the 80s, there you didn't have social media, you didn't have all this stuff, right? So now the All Star game, it meant a little bit more about guys trying to become household names, and they played harder. Now,
They did play
talking into
harder.
2000, the 2000s, you got, social media and all that good stuff, into where, you have people that have fanfare without even have played the game. And so they have a fan base and a following. So I think it's really more so just adapting with the times and how things are. And I don't necessarily. I mean, do you really want Giannis out here playing major defense in the All Star game? No. Do you want LeBron? Well, LeBron don't play defense anyway. But do you
Yeah,
really?
like,
Would you? I mean, but do you really want the guys that's going to be in the playoffs playing defense in an All Star game? It's merely for entertainment.
and I'm going to date myself, Freddie. Michael Jordan played defense. Kobe played defense. Don't make it sound like just because you an all-star, you can't play defense. Grant Hill, when he was, them cats was strapping up. Now, maybe it was more in the second half. I'll concede that. But make no mistake, they were competing, which I think goes back to what LB was saying is these cats aren't competing, and it is a joke. Yes, if Giannis makes the all-star team, block a shot for me. What am I, or either don't go to the game, but I don't think they're playing for anything, Freddie. And for me,
Definitely.
Major League Baseball gets it right. It is a mid-season classic like this, but it's competitive. The winner, whatever that league is, they get home field advantage in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. So if the National League wins the All-Star game, but the American League team that goes to the World Series has the best record, doesn't matter. So everybody collectively, with guys that I compete with
That's
throughout the year, we are fighting together for our league to do something. I don't know what that is. So let me pivot and ask y'all this. Does anybody know anyone who's in the dunk contest or the 3-point contest? Or is that something that's too strenuous to compete in now too? What how they gonna break a nail? What happens there?
Hold
okay,
on, hold
dude.
on.
Go
So,
ahead. Go
so,
ahead.
so rephrase that question without the sarcasm.
It's hard to do. Does anybody know anyone who is in the 3-point contest or the dunk contest that should actually be in representing, or are these all newer faces for you guys? You know what I mean? In other words, is there somebody you think should be in it that isn't in it? And if so, why?
The 3 point is pretty consistent. You got Dame, you have Tyler Hero, you have a couple guys in there that those guys should be in it.
Right.
Now, in comparison to guys that's in the dunk contest that we would like to see that are not in it, that's a different story. But I'll let you,
Right.
follow up on that, LB.
Yeah, so there's only 4 players. Only one. Well, so it's
Bum.
I'll just read them off. It's Mac McClung from he's in the G
Oh,
League now.
come on, man. Come on,
Well,
man. They
well,
just
he
bring him
playing.
in from the G League every year.
Well,
Uh,
he's playing in the Rise of Star games as well, but he's also the defending champion. So I guess whatever. He's still in the quote unquote the league, so they bring in him. The other guy is Andre Jr. from the Milwaukee Bucks. Don't know, I have no idea who he is. San Antonio Spurs. Stephen is sending Stephen Castle. I have seen him play because he actually plays for. He's actually getting some time with the Spurs. And this guy from Chicago's Mateus Buzelis. Never heard of him.
I've heard of him. I think that's the European cat. He's a sneaky one. No, he's a sneaky one. He will get you. I've seen him dunk on a few cats this year. So
okay, okay, but those are your four. Those are your four dunk. Again, I'll see it on the highlights because I'm not sitting through all of the pomp and circumstance. I think there are other players whose names we might know in the league that probably could have participated. But like you say, if there's no real incentive for them to do that other than to say I was a slam dunk champion, what is it for them? And I will defend them a little bit by saying it is an 82 game season. If I can get some rest during the All-Star break and not participate in some of these things and go to the islands or whatever I need to do to recuperate my body for a week, I might do that as well.
I think to your point, I think a lot of players who haven't been selected to the game, they should actually do that. Take that weekend, put your feet up and do whatever. It's just one of my favorite players plays in Denver. It's not Eric Gordon. Help me out. His last name is Gordon.
Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plays his ass off, hard player, etc. And then a couple years ago, he was in it. I thought he got robbed. And it was super competitive. It was creative. I mean, and I knew who he was, and they brought guys in who would dunk on your ass in a game, which is all I want. And I'm not saying that these young cats that are coming in this weekend don't do that, but I don't recognize them anymore. I'm just not a fan. I won't be watching it. I have to follow it because it's the nature of what we do here. I'd be curious, anybody that's watching this or listening, does anybody look forward to it? If you ever watched the early version of that Rising Stars game, Freddie, that was competitive because you had a lot of year one and year two players that were getting after it, going for roster spots and stuff. This is why I have a problem with McClung. He went to 3 different schools. One of them was Georgetown, thought he was the next big thing. He wasn't. He's been in the G League now for, I don't know what, 7, 8 years. I kid. I know it's probably less than that. But he keeps coming back for this, which tells me you are a one-trick pony. Great. You can dunk for entertainment value, but LB lives in a world where he knows a bunch of people who can drive a golf ball 500 yards but can't score under 80. You follow what I'm saying? It's very similar. I can win a long drive contest, but am I really a golfer?
Not really.
I can dunk a basketball, but I can't make a shot when it counts. So I don't know.
You said McClung need to give up his dreams of being an NBA player.
I am.
Okay. I'm listening because you say somebody in the G League for 6 or 7 years, then damn it, that dream has become a nightmare.
But every time, what is like he comes back and wins that, I think he gets like $250,000, right? Or at least to your.
You said 100,000.
He will get more than he get for the whole G League season. Seriously.
Yeah.
So, somebody since the Kansas City Chiefs didn't three-peat. Maybe McClung can three-peat. I don't know.
Tell you what, he gonna play. He gonna play harder than Kansas City play.
So. That's another story.
So we'll see how it goes, right? NBA All-Star Weekend is this weekend. We'll take a look. We will look at some of it, but I will not be watching the game. Just full disclosure, we'll do a recap. So before we check out, let me see if the lads have something to say. We start with you, LB, today. You got something to say, man?
I didn't, but I just came up with something real quick. And it's on the same topic. We were just talking about this All-Star game. The fact that they have Kenny Smith and Shaq and Charles Barkley picking the roster for the All-Star game, I think that tells us everything we need to know about the NBA. It's not about competition. It's about celebrity, star power, just getting
entertainment value.
Entertainment value. When you have people, I understand that they were players and we're great players and all that. But what do they have to do with picking their all-star teams and saying who's on my team and who's not? I mean, to me, East and West, what was wrong with that? Was that East and West, and just put it back to what it was, because this is some BS. Thank you.
I agree. Freddie, you got something to say today, man?
Well, to piggyback off of LB's, the East to West and Shaq, Chuck, and so Shaq's team is the OG. So you have Shaq. I'm sorry, you have LeBron, Curry, Kyrie, Tatum, Durant, Dame Lillard, Harden, OG. Chuck's team is the global stars.
Right.
Jokic, Trae Young, SGA, Victor Wembanyama, Pascal, then Kenny's, stars. Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson, Cade Cunningham. You can kind of see the narrative that you're following with each team in the selection. So it's interesting. I used to like I think I prefer the East and West better, but they have a method to what they're doing. So I just don't know what it is.
Oh, that says it all. They got a method and we don't know what it is. And we're pretty good at what we do. So again, if you guys got some thoughts on the NBA All-Star Game, hit us up, drop some comments, let us know. We'll be checking it out. But until then, we will talk to you guys next week. We are out.